Where am I at? Hey! Hey! Hey, 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 hey! Yeah! I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. ah! Okay. Wait. Yes, I do. I know exactly what I'm doing. Except for nobody jumped over. Maybe people did jump over. Let's see. Okay. Ben King, officer, what's her face? The divorce lawyer. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen because I'm a dumbass. Okay. Did anybody come in? People did come in. Yeah. Okay. Now, I gotta find Johnny Depp testified. Okay. This cross examination.
But your email that I just read to you.
Okay. Okay. It's where we are. I don't know if she had twins, but I feel bad for Elon Musk if she did because, he's making babies all over the place. No, I don't know that to be true. But that first baby might be his. I mean, it would have to be. Mm-mm. If she was smart, she would. She'd be like, this Johnny Depp's baby. Yep, it's Johnny Depp's baby. Did CNA Productions come back? I thought Drunken Wizard would come. I can't make my Bible streams as long as I make my regular streams. Oh, hold on. What did that say? Hold on. Trump's egg price claim turns real as prices drop across the U.S. Oh my God, I can't wait to have an egg sandwich. Okay. I wondered if he was the baby daddy. But it could be that other guy. Uh Zach Efron or whatever. But man, where did Drunken Wizard go? I thought they would be over here. And they is not their pronoun. There's literally 7 of them. Okay. So here we go. This should be the funny part of Johnny's testimony. And then after this, we're going to go over to Amber Turd, okay? What do you think? Okay.
Or something, or take out the garbage, something menial, something strange, and
Oh, somebody's here. Hi, welcome. We're watching the Johnny Depp cross-examination. And after this, we're going to watch the Amber Heard cross-examination. So, like and subscribe and have a good time.
With signatures back.
All right. Good morning. All right, do we have any preliminary matters before the jury?
Just one exhibit to hand out.
Oh, perfect. Which exhibit?
1458, Your Honor.
1458.
And it's with signatures back.
All right, with redactions. All right, that's already been entered in evidence. We'll just take a copy of it. Thank you. Anything else?
We have the thumb drive with the additional.
With the knife pictures on it for me, 92 and 93. Great. Thank you. All right. I'll take any evidence you have. Perfect. All right. Anything further? All right. We're ready for the jury. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You can have a seat. All right. Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Morning, Mr. Depp.
morning, Mr. Rodenborn.
Yes, 2 days ago, when you first took the stand, you discussed your upbringing and some of the abuse that you suffered at the hands of your mother. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And you testified how she abused you physically, right?
Yes, sir.
Throwing things at you, hitting you.
Yeah, there was quite various forms of physical abuse.
And she abused you verbally by insulting you and your siblings, right?
Yes, she did.
And you testify that sometimes that verbal abuse, that emotional abuse was worse than the beatings, right? Do you remember that?
As a child, it has more of an opportunity to plant itself in your head.
Sure.
Yes.
So you'd agree that abuse can take many forms. It can be physical, can be verbal, can be emotional,
Oh
right?
my
Indeed.
God. Here he
And
goes.
you testified that your dad wasn't abusive, but that you saw him punch walls when he was in an argument with your mother sometimes, right?
Excuse me. I witnessed my father, the only reaction that would be called a physical reaction from the abuse he was very stoically taking from my mother. I saw him maybe twice, 3 times punch a wall. Once, as I said, once he punched the corner of the wall, and I watched his hand, his hand basically shatter.
Right. Mr. Depp, your walls weren't the only thing that your father punched, were they? In fact, once he punched you in the face and knocked you down, didn't he?
You know, I have to stop myself from doing that from this 19-year-old asshole. I have to stop myself from punching him for being a smart ass.
Yes, when I was 15 years old, this was just before I'd dropped out of high school. One morning, yes, in my mind, I was done with school, so he had asked me to, I believe it was something, it was very, he asked me to take the dog for a walk or something, or take out the garbage, something menial, something strange, and I just said, no. And he gave me he just gave me a quick shot, pretty hefty, and it rattled my head, it rattled the cage, you know, Tweety
Sure.
birds and stuff, sure.
So the jury hadn't heard about that before. When he punched you in the face, it actually knocked you to the ground. And then when you got up, you were all too happy to take care of what he wanted you to take care of, right?
I was excited to take care of it at that
Right.
point.
And yesterday, I believe that you testified, why would you hit someone to make them agree with you? It doesn't work. You gave that testimony yesterday, didn't you?
Yes.
Now, you try to conduct yourself as a gentleman, right?
Yes, sir.
And you think that you live up to the standards of a Southern gentleman, right?
That was essentially, you know, when you have deep, deep roots in the South, in Kentucky and such, it's not just your parents, your father, your mother, it's your grandparents, it's your uncles, it's your aunts, it's this, it's that. Yes, raised to be a Southern gentleman, that is to say, when chivalry was still alive and allowed.
Right. And you think you live up to the standards of a Southern gentleman, correct?
I believe I do. I certainly have done my best all my life.
Paul Bettany's a good friend that you've done drugs with, right?
That's a strange question. Paul Bettany is a good friend. Yes.
You've done drugs with him.
Yes, I have.
Cocaine, right?
Cocaine, yes.
Alcohol,
Alcohol, yes.
pills, including Xanax and Adderall, right?
That I'm not so sure of.
Okay.
Where's he going?
Your Honor, may we approach?
All
I
right.
just want to discuss one thing with you,
Okay.
Ms. Myers.
Oh my God, what's happening? Is my mic muted? What's happening? Okay, my mic is working. I did check it on my YouTube.
Thank you.
Mr. Depp, you remember giving testimony in the trial in the UK, correct?
Yes.
And you gave that testimony under oath, right?
Yes.
You gave quite a bit of testimony in that trial, right?
I wouldn't be able to judge that myself. It felt like a lot.
Okay, well, let's take a look at some of it. If you can turn to page 45, please, in front of you. It's page 12 of the document. There's 4 transcript
Oh, I
pages.
see page
on it.
12 of the document, certainly.
Yes, sir.
Oops. Yes, sir.
And
12 of the document, you say?
yes, in the lower left corner, there's a page 45. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you see that on the bottom of that page, there's a discussion of Paul Bettany and the drugs that you did together. And there was a question. The question is, any sort of pills? And your answer is yes. There could have been Xanax, or if he asked for Xanax or Adderall, whatever, I would, of course, give it to him. Question. So you would supply Paul Bettany with whatever medication or controlled drugs he asked for. Is that right? Answer. If he was feeling anxious or if he was feeling unpleasant, I would give him what he asked for. Question. Would you give him a Xanax? Answer. Yes. Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes, sir.
And you shared, the two of you shared an enjoyment of controlled drugs or alcohol at that time, right?
The two of us were making a film together.
With respect, sir, that wasn't my question. My question was the two of you shared an enjoyment of controlled drugs and alcohol at that time. Yes or no?
At times.
Yes. And Ms. Hurd was quite adamant that you didn't drink anymore and that you should stop using recreational drugs, right?
Oh, yes.
And she didn't like it when you were high on drugs or drunk on alcohol, right?
She didn't like it when it was her perception that I was high on drugs.
Okay.
Her perception's quite different than the truth.
And that's what we're after, is the truth. Let's turn to,
Yes, sir.
can you pull up Exhibit 178, please, Michelle?
Is that defendant's 178 or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all right, I just want to make sure.
Oh, I see.
Mr. Depp,
Objection, Your Honor.
All right.
Can we approach, please?
Okay, sure.
Mr. Depp, this is a text message exchange that you had with Paul Bettany on June 11th, 2013, correct?
Yes, correct.
Your Honor, permission to move for admission of redacted Defendants Exhibit 178 and permission to publish, please.
We, based off of Your Honor's ruling.
All right.
That's fine.
178 with redactions.
Michelle, could you please blow up the first text at the top? In this text, Mr. Depp, you text Mr. Bettany, "Let's burn Amber," 3 exclamation points, right? You see that?
I do see that.
And at this time, June 11, 2013, Amber is your girlfriend or perhaps even your fiance at this point, correct?
Girlfriend,
Yeah,
for sure.
And you didn't stop when you said, "Let's burn Amber." Because the next text down, you can move down and blow up the next text, please, Michelle. You say, "Let's drown her before we burn her."
That's the Holy Grail. That's the Holy Grail.
3 exclamation points. Did I read that right?
Yes, it's referring
And
to the
you
text
didn't-
prior to.
You didn't
from Mr.
stop when
Bettany.
you said, "Let's drown her before we burn her." After that, you made another comment, and I'd like to apologize to the court and to the jury for some of the
This bitch. Shut up, bitch. Say it. Say it with your chest, motherfucker.
language that I'm going to have to use today, but unfortunately, you're going to see
Unfortunately, I'm a pussy and can't say these words without tucking my balls under my chin.
a lot of documents with language like this. After you said, "Let's drown her before we burn her," Mr. Depp, you said, "I will fuck her burnt corpse afterwards to make sure
That's not the Holy Grail. That's like a Cannibal Corpse song or something.
she is dead." That's what you said that you would do after you burned her and after you drowned her. Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes.
And you wrote that about the woman who would later become your wife.
Yes, I did.
His attempted murderer.
Can you pull up Exhibit 245, please? Your Honor, there's been no objection to this exhibit, and so I'd move for its admission and ask for permission to publish to the jury.
Give them a moment to.
There's no objection.
Your Honor, we have no objection to the portions that have Mr. Depp's text messages, but at the bottom portion, there is some from his daughter that we would ask be redacted.
The last two.
And Your Honor, that's okay, but there was no objection to this
I
on the
understand, but-
exhibit list.
But they don't appear to be relevant, which,
That's fine. We're happy to redact those.
okay.
Yeah, pussy, shut up. Always looking like you want to be doing something. You ain't doing shit, son. Sit down. Take the L. Jasmine, you so
So
near.
245 in evidence with the redactions. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Depp, the top text message, we're going to focus on a couple of these, but the top text message is a text from you to Paul Bettany on May 30th, 2014, correct? Might need to scroll over, Michelle.
May 30th, 2014, yes.
And you recall that you testified yesterday about the flight that you took from Boston to Los Angeles on May 24th, 2014, right?
Yes.
Remember that?
Oh,
Yes, I did.
And you testified yesterday that you didn't have any drinks before
I
that flight, or
didn't
maybe you had
tell me
a
you're
glass of
talking.
champagne or something. Remember giving that testimony?
Yes, I believe I said I had
Yeah,
a glass of
but
champagne
he's
on
not
the,
though.
on the
And
plane.
you know,
So in this,
in real life, he doesn't use words like that. He's probably never seen them or heard a Cannibal Corpse song. Because I'm telling you, those are death metal lyrics. They had, like, seriously, dying fetus or something.
text, if you could blow up, Michelle, please, that top text. On May 30th, 2014, you texted Mr. Bettany, just a little bit smaller. You texted Mr. Bettany, "I'm going to properly stop the booze thing, darling. Drank all night before I picked Amber up to fly to LA this past Sunday. Ugly, mate. No food for days. Powders. Half a bottle of whiskey. 1,000 Red Bull and vodkas. Pills. 2 bottles of champers on plane. And what do you get? An angry aggro engine in a fucking blackout, screaming obscenities and insulting any fuck who got near. I'm done. I'm admittedly too fucked in the head to spray my rage at the one I love." Read that again. "I'm admittedly too fucked in the head to spray my rage at the one I love. For little reason as well. I'm too old to be that guy, but pills are fine." Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And when you said pills are fine, this was when you were just starting treatment with Dr. Kipper to try to get off of the pills that you testified about yesterday, right?
This is when I was still on the roxicodone. It was before the detox on the island, yes.
Right, and you testified that when you were in Boston filming Black Mass, which you flew from Boston to LA, that you had just retained Dr. Kipper to help you try to combat that pill problem, right?
Yes.
Could you go 2 texts down, please, Michelle?
He is a musician.
And this is a text that you sent on June 8th, 2014. Just scroll over to Patty Smith. You see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And in this text, I won't read all of it, but you say this. I'm going to just read the first paragraph. "My darling Patty Lee, I miss you and worship you, and there is nothing wrong between us. Never, ever could that happen. I've just been so beyond busy with film here in Boston and then back to LA for kiddies. When I was in NYC, they were brief visits and fucked and charged by horrific fights with Amber. I fucked up and drank and got shitty. Was so disappointed in myself. Actually, almost walked to your place at about 3:30 a.m. the last time I was there, unable to stop tears." Did I read that right?
You did.
Michelle, can you please take that down and let's pull up Exhibit 325, please. Mr. Depp, is this a text message exchange that you had with Ms. Heard on December 18th, 2014?
I see that.
Your Honor, I would move for admission of this exhibit and ask for permission to publish.
All right, any objection?
May I have a look at the,
Of course.
You can look at the
Your
bottom.
Honor, may we approach real quick?
Okay, sure.
He is a musician.
on the bathroom
Shit.
mirror and then assaulted a couch or 2. Yes, sir.
You'd agree that at times in your life you've expressed yourself through destructive behavior?
Yes.
And you'd agree that at times when you were angry, you smashed.
All right, this will.
And Michelle, if you could just scroll down as so the court and Mr. Depp's counsel, and Mr. Depp can see it all. Is that all of it?
You know what I just thought about?
Sorry, Your Honor, we have no objection with the, to the unredacted.
Johnny Depp's team is going to be playing that horrendous fucking laugh. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, I was just thinking about it.
Version.
Okay, so this version that I'm
Okay.
seeing right now, correct? Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, all right, 325 in evidence. Hold on.
Excuse me, sorry, I just want to make clear, we haven't seen the other pages, but this page we have no objection
This is
to.
the only page?
I believe this is the only page to the document, Your Honor, right?
325 is only one page?
Just one page.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
No redactions, other than identifiers, but yes, you can do this one. Go ahead.
And
He
Michelle, if you can blow up
listened.
the large text at the top of the page.
I don't know if he listens to Cannibal Corpse, but those are some death metal lyrics. And if he wouldn't have put Amber's name, that he could have played that off as writing a song or something. I don't know why he went and told these people these things.
Mr. Depp, on December 18th, 2014, you sent this text to Miss Heard, and I'm going to read it. And it says, "It's away. I've let it go. Went too far. We/I tend to do that.
These
I
are
always regret it when I
complacent
jump, or
emails.
worse, when you jump. I don't want to be conditioned to continue that behavior. Therefore, I'll put in heavy work with Shrank. I'm sorry for being less, for your disappointment in me, for my behavior.
Oh my God.
I'm a fucking
Man, somebody give him a hug. He needs a fucking hug.
savage. Gotta lose that. Gonna lose that. The devil is all around, right? I wish I
Charlie's
were able to
everywhere.
bring even just a glimmer of a smile to the pretty face of my most gorgeous of dreams and darkest nightmares. I love you far too much for you and I to be these heinous, slinging insults like we do/did. It is not anything that I am particularly proud of to have participated in, and I regret giving it life. Because, motherfucker, how when we fight, little girl, how do we end up on the very edge of the precipice? And why? Wish I knew. Goddamn. And know that you are right. I am well aware that I should have been bigger than the moment. And that it will never again manifest in negative experiences. It can be done. What a killer concept to visualize. Wish you were in this lunatic's proximity. Be careful out there. I adore you."
Complacency text messages. It's not you, baby, it's me, and here's why it's me. Please love me. Why? He sucks.
Did I read that right?
You did.
You can take that down, Michelle. If you could please pull up Exhibit 153.
Never text anything you don't want read back to you in court.
Just so you can see it first.
Okay.
Okay, could I have the photo? You don't take pictures of what's on their screens. Okay, I'm just making sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Depp, I'd like to turn your attention to the top 3 text messages on this page. These are text messages that you sent on January 17th, 2013. See that?
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the page.
Right. And the way these text messages are produced, sometimes there's big date skips and they're kind of jumbled in. So they're not all on the same chain.
No,
so
of course.
what I'm asking you about is just the top 3.
Certainly.
And those are texts that you wrote on January 17th, 2013, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, permission to publish just those top 3 texts with identifiers and the others redacted, and move for admission of that redacted exhibit.
As long as it's not this version, that's fine. The version.
We'll put up on the screen what I propose to admit as an
Let me
exhibit.
see what you're going to put up on the screen
Okay.
first.
We have no objection to this version, Your Honor.
All right, we'll have it as redacted. Okay.
Michelle, can you blow up the text boxes, please? On January 17th, 2013, Mr. Depp, you texted the following: "For the idiot cow," 3 exclamation points. Next text: "Will do. I'll smack the ugly cunt around before I let her in. Don't worry." And apologies again to the court and the jury for this language. And then you close by saying, "Did that worthless hooker arrive?" Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
You can take that down, please. We talked a little bit about the term monster yesterday, correct?
Yes, I've heard that word quite a lot, yes.
Yeah, and you testified yesterday that you used that term to placate Amber, right? And I believe that you testified that it was the word that she clung to describe what was in her mind, not yours. I wrote down what you said. Do you remember giving that testimony?
The monster, more than anything, was Ms. Heard's way of referencing.
Don't explain it, Johnny. Shut up. You're
whether
like,
I
there,
was-
she called me that, and I just went with it.
Whether she perceived that I was on substances or taking substances. So the word monster became, it represented for her the consumption of alcohol or any other substances, whether it was actually happening or not, her perception. And so monster became
I don't like this rosy bottom guy. I don't like him.
her click word,
Right.
if you will.
But actually the term
Oh, this is Rotten Bottom. The other lawyer, where's he at? He's next to her. His name is Rosie Bottom.
monster to describe yourself came from you.
Well, initially, Ms. Heard, I believe she started out with demons. She started out with, saying that I had demons. And then when monster was put into a conversation, which, again, my I have a particular way of using words, vocabulary in my vernacular. So
Yeah, I know. That's why we gotta speed you up. You're taking fucking too long. And deal with monster who's under
monster was something that which she stuck with, tried and true. I mean, she just stayed with that.
Right, but
you'd have to
it
accept
came from you. The term
unless
came
you
from
wanted
you.
to argue.
The term came from you, didn't it?
It's very probable. It's possible. It's probable that I might have used that word. Certainly.
Right, and in 2012, in fact, Elton John was one of your friends who was trying to help you get sober, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you sent him a message in 2012 where you thanked him for his help, and you said, quote, "I would have been swallowed up by the monster were it not for you. That is a simple fact." Isn't
Yes.
that true?
Yes. Again, the monster referring to alcohol and substances.
Correct. And you didn't send that message to Miss Heard. You sent that to Elton John. I would have been swallowed up by the monster were it not for
Oh
you.
my God.
Correct?
Complacency email.
Can you pull up these
Was
wait, please?
was a dear friend who has been sober for 40 years, 30 years. So he was. We'd had discussions, and he wanted me to get clean, sober. So Elton actually sent a fellow called Charlie Bennett, who's worked with Elton for years and years. And has
Mr. Depp,
helped
I
Elton.
appreciate that. My only question was just to confirm that you had sent that message to Elton John, nothing else. Thank you.
So I'll just stop talking.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to be
Certainly,
respectful of the
not a
court's
problem,
time
Mr.
and the
Roddenborn.
jury's time.
Sorry?
I just said I want to be respectful of the court's time and the jury's time, and I trust that you do too. So,
I don't feel like I'm wasting anyone's time, sir.
could you pull up Exhibit 408, please? Mr. Depp, I'd like to turn your attention to the bottom text on this page. And can you confirm that this is a text message that you sent on April 9th, 2015, while you were married to Amber, to your sister? You see that?
The last.
The last text, the one on the bottom.
Yes, I see that, yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for admission of 408 with all the identifiers redacted and everything except the last text redacted.
Just the last one?
Yes, Your Honor.
One text.
We object, Your Honor. If we could approach it just very quickly.
And Mr. Depp, you took just the one. Just the one I had, the one above it. Okay. And Mr. Depp, to clarify, is sis in those texts, is that your sister, or it could be Amber's sister too, right? One or the other.
Sis, I was referring to Whitney.
Whitney. Okay, so Amber's sister. Okay.
Yes, Amber's
Okay.
sister.
Your Honor, with those redactions, I'd ask for permission or move to admit Exhibit 408.
No objection? Yes. Okay. All right, 408 with redactions as if.
Mr. Depp, on April 9th, 2015,
Yes.
while you were married to Miss Heard, you texted someone named Sis, which may be her sister, you testified.
Yes.
You said, "I'm all right. Though I never, ever want to lay eyes on that filthy whore, Amber A. Most embarrassing." Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And when you called Amber that filthy whore, she was your wife at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's pull up Exhibit 427, unredacted, please. Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention
Okay.
Is there another? Let's see. I'd like to direct your attention to the fourth text up from the bottom,
4 from the...
chat number 1616. You see that?
Yes, I do.
And that's a text message exchange between you and Jerry Judge on April 26th, 2015, just a couple of weeks after you referred to Amber as a filthy whore. Do you see that?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, permission and move for admission of this exhibit with the two text exchanges in that
Okay.
chat between him and
Good
Jerry Judge.
night.
All right, well, why don't you show me what it would look like redacted?
Good night.
Okay.
This is about
Okay,
to
sure.
be over with
Just those two, Michelle?
in less than a minute anyway. So, good night, dear. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.
Control the sound. The sound. Oh. All right. Any objection to 427
No objection,
with
Your Honor.
redactions? Okay, 427 with redactions.
Oh,
Thank you,
he's
Your Honor.
got his blue glasses today.
If you can just blow the
First time he's
text
had
up,
his
Michelle,
blue
both of those.
glasses.
Mr. Depp, on April 26th, 2015, Jerry Judge, and Jerry Judge is your former security guy who passed away a couple years ago, right?
That's correct.
And he writes to you and says, "Hi, boss. Just wanted to say if you and Amber need anything, just let me know. I will be there in 20 minutes. Johnny, it is lovely to see how you and Amber are so happy. The other day, watching the two of you sitting on the bench by the sea was fantastic. The two of you need happiness, and it is really great to see that. Love to you and Amber. XOXO, Jerry." Did I read that right?
You did.
And beneath that, you texted him back and you said, "Thank you, my dear Jerry. Very, very kind, mate. We've been perfect. All I had to do was send the monster away and lock him up. We've been happier than ever." All caps. "Love you, brother. JD." Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
Michelle, could you please pull up Exhibit 445, defendants? And in the text that we just saw, when you used the word monster, that Miss Heard wasn't on that text message, was she?
No, that was between Jerry and myself.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention in this message to the second text down, which is a text from you to Dr. Kipper, Dr. David Kipper, on June 28th, 2015.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes, 26, 28 to 15, yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for the
What the
admission
hell
of
does she
redacted
need,
exhibit
guys?
with that, simply that text. We're
She
happy to
needs to
redact the
shut
rest
the
of it.
fuck
Is that
up.
text 139 or 137?
137, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
137.
No
Hi, welcome. We're watching the Johnny Depp cross-examination. Chat in the chat if you're here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And come in the chat and talk some shit with me.
objection with
All
the
right,
proper
you can
redactions.
Get those redactions before we publish, or did you want to publish this?
We'll make the redactions right now and then
Okay.
publish that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, 445 as redacted.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, in evidence.
Thank you. And you sent this text on June 28th, 2015, and it said, you can blow up the text, Michelle, please. "Thank you, my darling Kipper. All those technical abbreviations left me flummoxed and in the dark. Soon, soon, I must see you and just hang out. My deformed finger and I have no friends. By the way, Amber and I have been absolutely perfect for 3 fucking months solid. I've locked my monster child away in a cage deep within, and it has fucking worked. We're goddamn best friends now. Amazing. Big love to you, my brother. JD." Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And Amber wasn't on that text when you told Dr. Kipper that you'd locked your monster child away in a cage deep within, was she?
No.
Can we pull up Exhibit 435, please, unredacted? it's just the bottom text that I'm going to direct your attention to, Mr. Depp. This is a text that you sent to Stephen Deuters on May 14th, 2015, right?
Oh my God. Here
The last one,
Yep.
May 14th.
And Stephen Deuters is your personal assistant, or was your personal assistant at the time you were with Ms. Hurd, right?
Yes, he's now my partner.
Okay. Now he's the president of the European branch of Infinitum Nihil, right?
I am too, yes, sir.
Okay. Move for admission of a redacted version of this document with just the bottom text, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, if you could just redact it just to the bottom text.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, 435 in evidence as redacted.
Oh, I thought she needed glasses.
And on May 14th, 2015, you blow out that text, Michelle, please. You texted Mr. Deuters, need to discuss the news helicopters hovering outside the house this morning. I'm ready to shoot a motherfucker. But don't worry, the monster is not involved. Correct?
I see that, yes.
And Ms. Hurd wasn't on that text, was she?
No.
Let's pull up Exhibit
Guy
196,
needs
please.
to shut up. Start with the chest. This is no good.
This is on page 2, please. Are we on page 2? Yeah. So it's, Mr. Depp, I'd like to direct your attention to line 24. You can see in that left-hand column there. And this is a text message from you to Stephen Deuters, your personal assistant at the time, on October 31st, 2013, correct?
Yes, sir.
Permission to publish, or move for admission, Your Honor, of this, just this page of the exhibit with just that text.
With the phone numbers redacted, we have no
Okay,
objection.
if you could do those redactions, so it'd just be page 2 of Exhibit 196.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ever going to enter any other pages of this exhibit into evidence?
I'd like to reserve the right to
Then we'll call
to
this
do that.
196A.
Okay, thank you.
Just makes it easier for the record.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
All right, 196A in evidence as redacted.
And in this text message from you to Mr. Deuters on October 31st, 2013, you write, thanks. She thinks that my Peruvian period has made me a monster and that I'm ruining the relationship. You see that?
Yes, I do, sir.
The Peruvian period is a reference to cocaine, is it not?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, you said yes it is?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Let's go to Exhibit 293, please. I'd like to direct your attention to the bottom text, which is a text from you to an unknown number on October 4th, 2014. Do you see that?
The last one.
Yes.
Yes, I see that.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of modified Exhibit 293 with just that redacted version. And we may use other parts of it, so I'd ask it to be 293A or 1.
Okay, we can make it A. Let's
Okay.
keep consistent. 293A.
I forgot what you'd said.
No objection,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
293A, we'll get the redactions done. All right, 293, maybe. There we go. All right. 293A in evidence with redactions.
Thank you, Your Honor. And in this text message on October 4th, 2014, you text someone, it's unclear who, you say, I'm going to, quite gracefully, glide into a massage of my broken back and neck. I shall exit in 1 hour, a monster. Shall we each swallow an E each, parentheses, or perhaps it's MDMA, at around 8 p.m., and go to dinner with a few of my wee team at a wonderful Peruvian spot. Let us enjoy this night, my brother. Let us reward ourselves for the hard work and misery of the heat that we push ourselves to conquer every goddamn day, the shatter. Did I read that right?
You did.
And E here, that's a reference to ecstasy, correct?
It is.
You can take that down, Michelle, please. You would agree that you found drugs and alcohol at an early stage in your life, right?
I've certainly, yes, I did.
And you testified a couple days ago that you had done just about every kind of drug there was by age 13 or 14, right?
15.
15. And you found
I hate this guy.
that drugs are the only way to numb your pain, right?
They have always been a medicine for me, yes, a numbing agent.
And you said yesterday that, in fact, I think you said you take drugs to numb the demons, right?
I don't know that I said to numb the demons, but I have, well, if I did say demons, it is to numb the residual pain that I carry from my youth.
Right. And one of your good friends that you've taken drugs with before is Marilyn Manson, right?
Oh my God.
Yes, we've taken
Anything to get
we
that
drank
woman.
together. We've had cocaine together maybe a couple of times.
Pills, right? With Marilyn Manson?
I once gave Marilyn Manson a pill so that he would stop talking so much. Sorry.
All right. I get it. You employ a lot of people that work for you, right?
I employ a lot of people.
You employ a lot of people that serve various roles in your life, right?
Yes, yes.
And at least some of those people will do anything you ask, including some of them supplying controlled drugs to you, correct?
I would not characterize those people as doing anything I want or anything I said. They're not the yes men that you'd like them to be.
Can you pick up your testimony from the UK trial and turn to page 48, which is page 13 of the document, please?
Yes, sir.
And if you, line 15.
Page 48, line 15.
You just testified that they're not yes men, right? That was the testimony you just gave, correct?
Yes.
Okay. On page 48, line 15 of your testimony in the UK, you were asked a question. They are people who will do what you ask. They will do anything you ask, including some of them supplying drugs to you, controlled drugs to you. Your answer was, there are people who work for me, work with me, who, yes, in the past, have been asked to provide whatever I have felt was necessary at the time. Question. Well, putting it bluntly, if you wanted illegal drugs, controlled drugs, and you asked one of your staff, and I'm not going to name anybody particularly right now, that member of staff would provide you with those drugs if he could. Answer, at times, yes. Question, despite the fact that it was illegal? Answer, yes. Did I read that right?
You did.
Can we pull up Exhibit 1085, please?
Her face is stupid. You know, a magazine called her the most beautifulest woman in the world. No, it said, why is Amber Heard the most beautifulest woman in the world? It's like, bitch, please. She wishes.
You've seen this picture before, Mr. Depp, right?
Yes, I have.
Yes. And this is a picture that was taken in Miss Heard's former house or apartment on Orange Avenue after you two began dating, correct?
Yes, sir, and it's quite a composition. The composition of the photograph is very interesting.
I think that's something we can agree on. Your Honor, move for admission of Exhibit 1085 and ask for permission.
No
to publish.
objection, Your
All
Honor.
right, 1085, publish, and in the books.
In this picture, you recall Mr. Depp was taken in or around March of 2013 after you had fallen off the wagon, right?
I'm sorry, what date?
March of 2013, I believe,
March
right?
2013.
Does that ring a bell?
If March 23rd, I had fallen off the wagon from when I was doing Lone Ranger, when Mr. was with me when I was sober.
Okay.
But that was the whiskey that's on the table was an average. Every day I would come home to her place and there would be a glass of whiskey waiting for me.
And you would sometimes drink whiskey in the mornings too, right? During this time period.
Isn't happy hour any time?
And that cocaine, those white lines, those are cocaine. That's cocaine, right?
I would assume.
Yeah, and that's your cocaine that you kept in that box that says property of JD with the skull and crossbones, isn't it?
Well, the beautiful composition of the photograph would suggest that, certainly.
Yeah, you don't dispute that.
I don't see me in it.
No, but you don't dispute that you carried cocaine in that box that said property of JD. That was a special box that you carried cocaine in, wasn't it?
The box was a gift from someone. I can't say that I carried cocaine in it, no.
You can't say that you carried cocaine in that box?
No, but it looks like it would fit some cocaine. Cocaine is, in my experience, normally given in plastic bags. When you put it in a box like that, chances are very good you'll leave a trail of a long line of cocaine behind you walking down the street. So,
why don't you go ahead and pull up your UK testimony, please? Let's look at page 202.
202. Oh boy. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're going by those things. Pardon me.
It's page 9 of the document.
1 I'm having trouble finding 20.
Are you saying page 9
Oh,
because there's no 2?
that's my fault. It's day 2, so I owe you another transcript. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Oh,
We're moving into another day now.
Thank you.
Your Honor, permission to approach?
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
thank you. 202.
So this, and I apologize for that, Mr. Depp, this is page 9 of the document, page 202 of the transcript. This was day 2 of your testimony in the UK.
Yes, I see it. Page 202.
Yep. And on page 202, you were asked a question. We'll have to work out what that was at a later stage. Can you see in the front that there's a little box, about 2 inches by 2 inches, if we compare it to the size of the credit cards? Answer, yes. Property of JD with skull and crossbones on it. Yes, I do. That, I suggest, this is the question. That, I suggest, is your cocaine box. That is where you would keep your cocaine, a special box that you had. Answer, I do remember the box. Question, do you remember it now? Answer, yes. I did not remember the property of JD. Yes, that is a box. It was carrying cocaine in it. I would say I probably was then. You see that? Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And on the morning that this picture was taken, this was during the filming of a documentary about Keith Richards. You remember that?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. This picture was taken while you were filming a documentary about Keith Richards, correct?
I'm sorry, the date again on this?
Do you remember that? I believe it was March 2013. You should know better than I do.
That seems about.
Okay. And you see there's a Keith Richards CD, it looks like above that cosmetic case?
Perfectly placed, yes.
Yep. And you had an argument that morning in which you accused Amber of cheating on you. Do you remember that?
I believe Amber had an argument with me.
And you were using cocaine and drinking whiskey that morning, and as a result of that argument, you were late to the set of that documentary, correct?
In fact, I was not late to the documentary. Well, I was late, but I had called my crew because it was a day of filming performance it was Keith Richards, Tom Waits, and some other very talented musicians. The only thing that needed to be done in terms of performance was capture the performance. So I wasn't needed on the set, so I could come in anytime I wanted.
Okay. You just said that you were late, though, correct?
Oh, I was
just
late.
testified to. Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right.
And due to the argument, of course.
Sure.
Yes.
I'd like to shift gears a little bit now. Well, actually, let's not. Michelle, could you please pull up Exhibit 152? Mr. Depp, these are various texts that you sent and received to various people in 2012. Do you see that?
Yes, seems to go from July to September.
Right, right. And we'll take them kind of piece by piece, I guess. I guess the first thing I'd like to do is take a look at the entries 1628. So that's about halfway down the page. It's a text exchange, a text from you to Stephen Duders, your personal assistant at the time, and then a text from him back to you.
Objection, Your Honor.
All right. Are they?
Appreciate your patience. 3 text messages. On August 4th, 2012, you exchanged text messages with Stephen Duders, one from you to him and one from him to you. Do you see that midway through the page?
Yes.
And Michelle, can you blow those up, please? In those text messages, you write to Mr. Duders, your personal assistant, "Yay, where is the little baggie you built in LA?" And he says, "Special baggie? I gave you can in 1480 kitchen. Not sure where it went after that. Thought I heard you say something along the lines of, I know what to do with it, exclamation point." Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
All right. Can you scroll down to the text on the bottom, please? This is a text, Mr. Depp, where you say, "I use marijuana a lot," 3 exclamation points. "I take pot." I read that right, correct?
Yes, you did.
And this is a text that you sent on September 11th, 2012. To just scroll over to the left, Michelle. This is a text that you sent to Brian Warner. Brian Warner's Marilyn Manson, right?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. Let's pull up Exhibit 145, please.
Okay. There's about 10 minutes of this left.
Mr. Depp, this is a series of text messages from you to and from various people in 2012, right?
Yes, sir.
And, Your Honor, the text messages that I'd like to ask the witness about are the first 2. And then the just those first 2.
We have no objection to the omission with proper redactions.
Okay, you could redact just those first 2.
And I move for the admission of that document as redacted.
Sure, as soon as we get redacted.
2000 attached, and he texted you back, I have lots of reefers, and the plant, September. So this text exchange, Mr. Depp, between you and Marilyn Manson on September 11th, 2012, you text him, the pill and the plant stuff keep me calm and detached, and he texted you back, I have lots of reefers, many reefers, and cookies, which are weird, but pot is funny, backwards gateway drug. Do you see that?
I do, sir.
Did I read that right?
You did.
You can take that down, Michelle, please. And if you could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 1089. Mr. Depp, I'd like to ask you about this photo. This is a photo of 4 pretty huge bags of marijuana, correct?
Yes, sir, that is a lot of marijuana.
A lot of marijuana.
Yes, sir.
And the coffee cup that's right next to that, that's a coffee cup for your company, Infinitum Nile, right?
That's correct.
And the furniture, this is taken in one of your residences?
It's taken in the studio, the recording studio.
In the recording studio, okay. Your Honor, move for the admission of Exhibit 1089, Defendant's Exhibit 1089, and
No.
permission to publish.
No objection,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
1089 evidence. You can publish.
So this picture of these 4 giant bags of pot, at least 4, was taken in your recording studio. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can take that down, Michelle.
Are you at a good break point, Mr. Rottenborn? Just
Sure. Break would be fine.
okay. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's go ahead and take our morning recess of 15 minutes. So we just don't talk to anybody. Don't do any outside research. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can be.
Okay. There we go. Let me see. Yeah. There we go. So, I want to thank everybody for watching. Hold on. Let me get to where I'm supposed to be. Hold on. So, I want to thank you for watching. Replay crew, love you like always. You guys are amazing. My moderators, I love you so much as well. Sabu, please rest in peace. You are amazing. So, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to tell you I love you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe and have no. Ass and have the ever wait, what's happening? Okay. Anyway, I love you. Have a great night. Bye.